The Summoning of Darkness. It all began in a remote village called Caligram. The village always seemed to be cloaked in a misty haze. Sunlight barely reached there, and on rainy days, the thick mud and eerie silence made the place feel forgotten by time. In this village lived a young girl named Meghla. Her mother had passed away when she was just a child, and her father, a drunk and a violent man, was all she had left. Loneliness had forced Meghla to grow up quickly, but she had no idea that her biggest trial was yet to come. In Caligram stood an ancient house, which everyone called the House of the Dead. It was said that buried deep beneath it lay a book of ancient black magic spells, but no one dared to enter. Those who tried were never seen again. One day, during the village fair, Meghla met a strange old woman. The woman's eyes were eerie, like black stones lost in the abyss. She leaned in and whispered, "If you truly wish to change your fate, then go to the House of the Dead. Whatever you desire, you shall have." At first, Meghla didn't believe her, but life was becoming unbearable. Poverty, humiliation, her father's cruelty. One stormy night, Meghla made a decision she would go. Under the faint, flickering moonlight, she walked toward the old house. Behind her, only the desperate cries of insects. The door stood ajar, as if expecting her. Inside, she found a narrow stairway leading downwards. Each step seemed to draw her deeper into some unholy embrace. At the bottom, she discovered a vast circular spell drawn into the ground, a dark summoning circle. And at its center, a torn ancient book titled Agni Mantra, the fire spell. When Meghla touched the book, a cold gust of wind swept through the chamber. The pages fluttered open on their own, revealing lines written in massive black letters. "Summon me. Speak. I am no god. I am the claimant." Almost hypnotized, Meghla whispered the words. The ground cracked open. From the heart of the circle rose a smoky, shifting shadow. The entity whispered, "You have called me. I have come. But remember, every wish comes at a price." Terrified but desperate, Meghla asked, "I want to change my life, to banish poverty, sorrow, and suffering." The shadow laughed a sound like the echoes of endless suffering. "Your wish shall be granted, but in return, you must give me something." Trembling, Meghla asked, "What must I give?" The shadow moved closer, its cold breath chilling her bones. "Your soul." Bloodbound contract. Meghla stumbled back, desperate to flee, but the door had already slammed shut behind her. The air grew heavy, pressing down on her like an invisible hand. The shadow extended a parchment, old, worn, and stained, along with a pen dripping fresh blood. On the parchment it read, "I, Meghla, hereby offer my soul to the Keeper of Darkness in exchange for the fulfillment of my desires." Panicked, Meghla ran to the village's ancient scholar, Pandit Gautam, an old man who knew tales of forbidden magic. She confessed everything. The old man's face grew grim. "You have bound yourself by black magic. Such contracts are not easily undone, even at the cost of your soul. There is only one way. You must undo the summoning." Tears streaming down her face, Meghla pleaded. "How? Please, save me," Gautam said. "Return to the place where you made the pact. Stand inside the summoning circle and chant the liberation spell. But beware, the shadows will try to stop you." Without waiting, Meghla set out that very night. The forest was unnaturally cold and heavy. Through the mist, she saw bodies hanging from trees, only their glowing red eyes visible. Suddenly, the shadows appeared before her long clawed hands, reaching out, whispering, "You are ours. You are ours." Meghla ran, heart pounding. The forest seemed alive, trying to snare her with every step. Finally, she burst through the doors of the House of the Dead. The summoning circle was still there, spinning slowly on its own. Standing inside the circle, Meghla began chanting the liberation spell Pandit Gautam had taught her. "Let darkness be undone. Let the bond be broken." The shadows gathered outside the circle, their hisses growing louder. As Meghla chanted, searing pain pierced her body, as if 1,000 needles were stabbing her. Still, she refused to stop. The shadows shrieked in fury. "You break the promise. For that, your flesh shall be ours too." Suddenly, from the center of the circle, a blaze erupted. From the flames emerged the shadow, the original claimant of her soul. It roared, "You cannot escape. The blood pact is eternal." But Meghla screamed the spell even louder. The ground shook violently. The shadows howled in agony. One by one, they disintegrated, bursting into smoke and vanishing into the void. In a blinding flash, the entire House of the Dead collapsed. When Meghla opened her eyes, she found herself lying in an open field under the endless silence of the night. Meghla had survived. Her life didn't return to its earlier glory, her riches vanished, and her father's love faded. But she was free, and more importantly, she had saved her soul. Even today, sometimes Meghla looks up at the moon and remembers, the game of light and darkness never truly ends. We can only choose which path to walk.